tool unlocked.
This is a 2D space mining game where you're basically the last shot at saving your dying universe. You play as some vanguard unit sent to build this huge portal called a phase gate, so your civilization can escape before everything falls apart. Now the catch is you're doing this in a dimension that's already occupied by these crystalline creatures, who really don't want you there. What makes this game interesting is that it's mixing the mining and crafting loop you'd expect with this time pressure element, where enemies keep showing up to mess with your construction. It's a solo dev project, which explains why it's got that focused but sometimes rough around the edges feel. Thank you kindly to Utopic Games for sponsoring this video. So here's how it actually works. You fly around in your little ship mining asteroids for resources. There are 6 different materials you need to collect, and your ship has this laser that breaks down the rocks. Once you mine stuff, the resources float in space and get pulled toward you, though this does take a moment. Your ship has limited storage, so when you're full, you head back to your base structure to craft. These crafted refined components are what you use to then actually build the portal structure. The crafting happens in queues with timers, so you set up what you want to make and wait for it to finish. Now while you're doing all this mining and building, the enemies spawn in waves. Early on you just have your mining laser to deal with them, but as you progress you unlock actual weapons like plasma cannons. The enemies attack both you and your structure, so you need to defend what you're building. The combat isn't super complex, but it breaks up the mining routine quite nicely. The upgrade system is where things get more interesting. You've got this tech tree with permanent upgrades you research between missions. You can unlock and improve around 10 different module types for your ship, including better lasers, faster thrusters, tractor beams that pull resources to you more efficiently, drones that help you out, and shields for defense. This stuff carries over between runs. The portal itself is built piece by piece through multiple sections. You are assembling this complex structure that gets bigger and more complete as you progress. The game is structured around these timed missions where you go out, gather resources, craft what you need, fight off the enemies, and try to finish the next section of the portal. The visual style has this HD 2D look, kind of like modern pixel art with some depth to it. The ship controls are a bit unusual because movement is relative to the screen rather than the ship's facing, so pressing left always moves left on the screen, even if your ship is pointed at a different direction. This takes some time getting used to. The pacing seems deliberate but maybe a bit slow early on. It's got that survival crafting feel where you're constantly working on resource management with immediate threats. And that sentence concludes today's video. If your time was respected, a like or comment is very much appreciated.
Interdimensional transit successful. All systems nominal.